It's Rick with Rock Bottom Outreach, and it is Thursday, January 13th, 2022. So, one thing that I've been working on is my chaplain license through actually Cowboys for Christ. I looked at a lot of different classes, courses, that I could take, and I really felt that the Cowboys for Christ chaplain certification was probably the best fit for me. And so I've been working on that. And so, um, it all falls under the Great Commission. And you may right now go, Rick, I have no idea what that is. And I'm going to tell you a sad truth. 70% of the church cannot even tell you what the Great Commission is. Truth. It is go into all the world, making disciples of all nations. Go into all the world. And so we've all been called. We've all been called to share the good news of Jesus Christ. And so don't be a stat. Now that you know what is the Great Commission, you can tell somebody, and that is go and tell. Well, one thing I love about the course is, it takes me through some things that, I've not considered before, but it also has an assigned reading, and it's a book called Organic Outreach that I'm reading. And it's a good book when the very first chapter makes you cry. And it's a story about a chaplain that was at a nursing home. And he's walking down the hall, and out of the blue, a lady in a wheelchair reaches real quick and grabs him by the hand. She couldn't talk, no expression. She just held his hand. He turned, he looked at her, he talked to her. You know what she wanted? She'd been sitting there waiting just to hold somebody's hand. That was it. And then she let go. How many people do you know like that? They're just needing somebody to hold their hand. Pretend for a minute you and I are having a conversation in your home, at your office, wherever it's just you and I. And I ask you, so what is going on? How is everything? And you slowly begin to tell me, Rick, it's pretty rough right now. I'm having a hard time. Here's what I would tell you. Tough times don't last. Tough people do. But God's promises says, I will never leave you. I'll never forsake you. It says, even in the Bible, it says, even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. Now walk around. There's some things you've got to walk through. But the funny part is after you've gone through a storm, eventually you'll see the green grass and you'll see the flowers and you'll see the beauty that comes after that storm. And whatever you're going through right now, God has anointed a season for you. And he has a start date and a finish date. So this too shall pass. But you've got to hold on. You got to get up every day and fight through this storm, but you need to cling to God and his word. You need to start your morning with prayer, your afternoon with prayer, your night with prayer. But you're going to be okay. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to take the focus off you just for a couple minutes. Stop thinking about you and what you're going through. And I want you to send a text to the first person that comes to mind. First person God lays on your heart. And just check on them. Let them know you're thinking about them. How are you doing? We're called to carry one another's burdens. So if you've got a random text from me the last few days, you'll know why. It's because God has laid you on my heart, and I just felt called to reach out to you to check on you, to see how that you're doing. So take the focus off you for a couple minutes. Stop what you're doing. First person God lays on your heart, I want you to send a text to them. Ask them how they're doing. Don't tell anything about what's going on with you. Make it about them. I think you might feel better. But in my greatest terms, you're going to be all right.